I didn't recognize her voice at first. That was the most unsettling part. Not the words, not the timing, not even who said them. It was the way they floated into my ear at a funeral. Soft, confident, almost intimate. She leaned in close and whispered, "Looks like I chose right." And in that moment, standing beside my wife, mourning my grandmother, I realized something she never would. Some losses don't destroy you. They free you. Before I tell you how that moment happened, or why it mattered so much, take a second to subscribe, tap like, and leave a comment about a time life surprised you after betrayal. Because stories like this don't end the way people expect. And if you've ever been underestimated in love, this one's for you. I didn't recognize her voice at first. That was the most unsettling part. Not the words, not the timing, not even who said them. It was the way they floated into my ear at a funeral. Soft, confident, almost intimate. She leaned in close and whispered, "Looks like I chose right." And in that moment, standing beside my wife, mourning my grandmother, I realized something she never would. Some losses don't destroy you. They free you. My name is Daniel Harper. I'm 33 years old, and 5 years ago, my life didn't explode. It didn't shatter with screaming or slammed doors or thrown plates. It cracked, clean, quiet, final, the way bone breaks under pressure. You don't always hear it, but you feel it immediately. Why cousin Ryan Mitchell walked in like he owned the room. Tailored suit, polished shoes, the relaxed confidence of a man who had never once checked his bank balance before ordering. On his arm, Vanessa Cole, the woman I once planned to marry, the woman I saved for, the woman who disappeared from my life without a backward glance the moment something shinier came along. Their eyes found me immediately. Ryan smiled, slow, knowing. Vanessa's expression flickered. Surprise. Calculation. Then, satisfaction. Like a chess player convinced the game was already won. The funeral was for my grandmother. Cold November morning. Small riverside chapel. Wooden pews polished smooth by decades of grieving families. She was 89, sharp as a tack until the end. The kind of woman who never asked what you made, or what you drove, or where you vacationed. She asked if you were kind, if you slept well at night, if you told the truth when it cost you something. I stood near the back of the chapel beside my wife, Laura. She wore a simple black dress. No jewelry except a thin wedding band. Laura teaches 5th grade at a public school not far from where I grew up. She loves her job, loves her students, believes work should mean something, even when it doesn't impress strangers. That belief would matter later. I was holding her hand when the doors opened, and the air changed, the service blurred. I heard my grandmother's name, remembered her laugh, her habit of squeezing your hand when she wanted you to really listen. I focused on breathing evenly. Grief does strange things. It sharpens old wounds and dulls the present all at once. Laura's presence grounded me. Steady, unshaken. After the service, people gathered for coffee and quiet conversation. Laura stepped away to grab cups. That's when Vanessa appeared beside me. Up close, everything about her announced success. Perfect makeup, expensive scent, alive polished smooth. "Daniel," she said warmly, like we were old friends. "It's been 5 years," I replied. She nodded, but she wasn't really listening. Her eyes were already scanning, comparing. Ryan joined us, offering condolences that sounded rehearsed. Then Vanessa leaned in, close enough that only I could hear. Her breath brushed my ear. "Looks like I chose right," she whispered. "You're still you." I met her eyes calmly. "Yeah," I said. Then Laura returned, coffee in hand, smiling. "And this," I added evenly, "is my wife." Vanessa froze. Ryan's grin faltered. The moment passed quickly, but something shifted. Not triumph, not revenge, just clarity. 5 years earlier, my life didn't explode. It deflated. Quietly. That's the part no one talks about. Betrayal isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's sitting on your couch, keys still in your hand, realizing everything you believed was built on sand. It was a Wednesday. Ordinary. I got off work early because a production line repair finished ahead of schedule. That never happened. I remember thinking, maybe the day's finally giving me a break. When I pulled in my apartment complex, I saw a black luxury sedan in the visitor spot. Ryan's car. Polished. Immaculate. Confusion hit first. Not dread. The apartment door was unlocked. That detail still sticks with me. Inside, I heard laughter. From a bedroom. Familiar. Intimate. They were sitting on my bed. Fully dressed. Casual. Like they belonged there. Vanessa went pale. Ryan looked annoyed, like I'd interrupted something. "You're home early," Vanessa said. I didn't raise my voice. Didn't ask how. Just asked. "How long?" Ryan shrugged. Vanessa answered quietly. 6 months. 6 months. While I worked overtime. While I skipped dinners out. While I saved for a ring I never got to buy. Ryan stood up, straightened his shirt. "This happens, Daniel. We connected. In my apartment," I said. He smiled. "Exactly." Vanessa didn't cry. She looked rehearsed. "I want more," she said. "I deserve more." I didn't argue. Ich habe Doffelbake. Started packing her things. Toothbrush. Clothes. The book she was reading. She asked what I was doing. "I'm helping you move forward." Ryan tried to lecture me about maturity. About accepting reality. I told him to leave. When the door closed, the apartment fell hollow. Like sound had nowhere to land. That night, I didn't sleep. Didn't eat. Just sat there. Trust doesn't shatter. It evaporates. The next morning, Ryan called. Not to apologize. To warn me. Vanessa was worried I'd embarrass them. That's when something inside me cooled completely. Not anger. Not sadness. Determination. They thought I'd stay exactly where I was. Predictable. Dismissible. They were wrong. The weeks after were brutal. Work. Home. Silence. No distractions. No shortcuts. During lunch one day, an older coworker, Mark Reynolds, sat across from me. "You're alive," he said, "but you're not moving." He suggested learning more. Becoming harder to replace. Taking certifications people ignored. "Not for money," he said. "For options." That word stuck. Options meant freedom. I studied nights. Weekends. Mark pulled me into side jobs. Taught me how businesses think. Not just how machines work. Around that time, I met Laura. Not dramatically. At a mandatory safety workshop. Bad coffee. Thoughtful questions. She didn't ask what I earned. She asked what I cared about. I told her everything. No polished version. She didn't try to fix me. She stayed. Momentum doesn't announce itself. It sneaks in quietly, disguised as exhaustion, as doubt, as long nights that don't feel heroic. Mark eventually offered me a buy-in to his consulting business. Terrifying. I took it. Ownership felt heavier than freedom. But it was mine. Laura and I married quietly. No spectacle. Just promises. We bought a modest house. Built it slowly. I stopped thinking about Vanessa. Not because I forgave her. Because my life finally required my full attention. That's why standing in that chapel, watching old assumptions walk in wearing confidence, I felt something powerful. Not superiority. Independence. Later, Vanessa approached me alone. "You seem happy," she said. "I am." "She seems good." "She is." She tried to justify her past. I corrected one thing gently. "You didn't want stability," I said. "You wanted status." She laughed nervously. "You're still doing maintenance." "No." One word. Everything changed. I explained calmly. Ownership. Growth. Responsibility. Shock replaced confidence. Ryan appeared. Calculations followed. They only saw worth when numbers showed up. I left before the conversation rotted. Vanessa called weeks later. Wanted closure. Forgiveness. I told her the truth. I didn't hate her, but I wasn't going back. Life sorted itself out after that. Ryan admitted he'd been wrong. No drama. Just acknowledgement. Laura got pregnant. Everything clicked. We were building more than success. We were building home. Our daughter was born in early fall, named after my grandmother. When I held her, the last door closed quietly behind me. 5 years ago, a whisper told me I'd lost. Standing there, holding my child, I finally understood. There was never a competition, just choices, and I made mine. Some people think winning means proving someone else wrong. It doesn't. It means no longer needing to explain yourself at all. Peace arrives slowly. Then all at once. If this story hit close to home, if you've ever been underestimated, overlooked, or quietly rebuilt your life, like this video, subscribe and tell us in the comments. Backhand index pointing right. Who do you think was right in this husband wife debate? Your stories matter, and I'll see you in the next one.